SOULCALIBUR is not dead. There's a new person in charge of Bandai Namco now. So don't fall for the clickbait so they can make money off you viewing it. YouTubers need to get a real job, stop asking for handouts like beggars, aka known as subscribing or liking. They aren't autistic, they can accomplish anything they set out to do. They don't need charity. Do what I did and get the facts from Google. Just because one person retires or quits doesn't end a company, only bankruptcy does. Why I turn away from PvP. Let's get the elephant in the room. Normally you'd say get out of the room, but in this case it's staying. PvP is so popularized nowadays, despite how toxic such an environment is. Foul language, attitudes, hacking, cheating, doing something repeatedly for an easy win. In this way, PvP is destroying video games. Only a few are successful. Call of Duty, Battlefield, Halo, Fortnite, Apex, Overwatch. Other companies tried their way since it already exists. No other player versus player game lasts. Just another reason I'm glad I turned away from it. It proves nothing and only brings out the worst in people. The problem with PvP is people will pay to win. Some people decide to pay to win in a game that isn't PvP at all. No one likes to lose, including myself. 1 versus 1, you always find a player that's better than you. You die, or you play a PvP game that has way too many players shooting at you, so you die instantly. Everyone likes to win. My best record is killing 50 AI that are shooting at me without dying or picking up health or armor, and time simulators be future perfect. PvP games have only only hope is having enough people on your side. Unfortunately, if you are autistic like me, you'll have less people on your side. Teams versus teams is half PvP, half co-op, at least with 2 co-op. Players versus enemies, everyone wins. Call of Duty should really be called Call of Douchebag. I almost became one myself. I learned to lose. I'll call it baby since the makers of Call of Duty are calling it a formula. Black Ops 2 is the last one I played, and PS2 Star Wars is better since you can go out in space. It's not Star Wars without space battles. And you can unlock everything without freaking loot boxes. Battle Pass is just for the right to play PvP, no thanks. Back in the day, PS2 and older, no one acted like a toxic asshole to create beef and make you mad. The actual people I did PvP with didn't act that way, although even back in the day there were I refused to encounter people like that. Plus in PS2, people used Game Shark, Action Replay, or Codebreaker to win online. It's better to just play offline. Then only one can win. If it was harder to cheat, then and if you can't hack to win, if you're offline. Oh, and I hate people that camp like a coward. The only PvP I still do is fighting offline since you can't cheat.
Victory will not
and a fair game with rules to prevent cheaters. Loadout is the last PvP game that I played. After Call of Duty, you die so easily, and zombies. Just 2 hits by one zombie that can hit you twice, or 2 different zombies that hit you. So I was like, yeah, I'm done with that. Especially like, when they get tougher, because you run out of ammo, and then your weapon gets weaker. It just becomes pointless. I've yet to find a fair PvP game where only your skill counts for the win. And people always false reporting people. I have 0 tolerance for negativity. I'm not sensitive, it's just not welcome or necessary to me. It's not helping anybody. Just shut up and fight. And I hate people that don't take responsibility for their own actions. Like, you want to blame people for stuff, but you don't want to look at your own wrongdoings. 2 wrongs don't make a right. And not only that, there's billions of people in this world. Be prepared to lose. I always fall in love with companies of game makers that go out of business. Time Splitters, Free Radical, rest in peace. Gauntlet, Dark Legacy, rest in peace. Champions of Norath, Return to Arms, Snowblind Studios, rest in peace. Sony Online, rest in peace. Sony obviously don't know what they're doing for them to go out of business. No, I love Medieval. Why is Sony so uncreative that Medieval is the only studio game to survive? I'm glad it did. But why haven't they made any new games? I also like to see, you know, Legend of Dragoon return. In fact, they could do a prequel, call it Legend of Dragoon, the Dragon Campaign. I'm gonna counter each character from the Dragon Campaign. Anyways, why not use it? You can even make DLC of the few Dragon Stones that had 3 owners. The first one's being Dragon Campaign, the second one's being those you had to defeat in the original game to get the stone. Of course, one of the bosses that's in the Dragon Campaign is the 7-wing Divine Dragon, showing how it lost its wing, and ended up trapped. In fact, at the end, it teased where Melbu Framo was laughing when Dart was shooting at him. Like, did he really die? You didn't really see that. And like, you know, Dark Cloud and Rogue Galaxy Level 5, they're still in business, but they haven't come out with anything except Dragon Quest, whichever one I played I couldn't finish, which was at PS2 time. Castlevania has been sitting on the sidelines because Konami is just a gambling company, and one of the people that was with them separated from them. So, you know, everybody else is just copying it. But they needed to redo Castlevania 3 because Symphony of the Night just does references from it too many times. And why don't they just make Symphony of the Night graphics updated like Mirrors of Fate? I'd also like to play Legacy of Darkness because I just like, you know, to play as a werewolf in Castlevania. I never got the chance. They could do like a adult kid Dracula for Lords of Shadow. Like, it was probably a bad idea for them to pick the devil as the enemy. They should have just kept Dracula as the enemy.
Victory goes to the last one standing.
And then there's the legacy of Cain that, you know, hate the fact that they went literal and made it all about Cain because Raziel's story was better. And then there's Area 51 where I learned to shoot. Zone of the Enders, Xenogears. I quit Final Fantasy because I couldn't finish the 13th one after that, so I didn't pick up anymore.
Stand, fight to your last breath.
And then I hope the people that made Saints Row, that are making Saints Row 5 don't make another Agents of Mayhem. And then there's Killer Instinct. It's a shame they only made it for Xbox. That's a bad business choice. And then there's the fighting games I used to play until they got too hard, which was Mortal Kombat and Tekken, Dragon Ball Z, you know, Tekken Tag 2, 7, the PS3 Mortal Kombat, Dragon Ball Z, Ultimate Tenkaichi. I can only play like, I don't care what anyone says or thinks. I'm like casual. I just button mash. I can't do combos. I can't even remember them. Even the one Mortal Kombat where they like have all the combos on screen in training, I totally couldn't remember all that. And so, you know, I come back to like SOULCALIBUR and like, I can't guard break, I can't, you know, attack these enemies in these extra modes that have unbreakable guards. But at least you're able to finish the story in arcade. But that's about the end of my rant.